Hey folks, David Hamilton. Welcome back to another superhero review. Hope you enjoyed my review of Up and Away, the Disney Channel movie that I reviewed on Friday. Sorry for no videos yesterday, but I went to Medieval Times for the first time yesterday. Medieval Times. And if you're friends with me on Facebook, you'll see the post that I did. But it was fun. Yeah, had a real good time. Got some things there. Maybe I'll show you a picture of me and my mom, when we went there, but maybe at the end of the video. But anyway, as you all know, my superhero marathon, first of all, my name is David McNally. That's my name in real life. That's my name on my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this video. If you've watched and stopped by, appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Levi McNally. That is my real name, not just the name of my channel. Sorry if I sound like a broken record, but I appreciate you stopping by. I do appreciate the support, guys. I'm always going to be thankful for that. And I'm not quitting YouTube anytime soon. I'm gonna keep on being on here. I love doing it. And but for those, if you're new and those who are subscribers, have been watching, if you're the first time watching one of these videos that I've been doing a superhero marathon on my YouTube channel. Reviewing all the superhero movies, live action, animated, talking about superhero shows, TV shows, different kind of videos as well. But anyway, for this superhero marathon, I've been on the 2000s era of superhero movies. That means superhero movies that have been released in the 2000s era, 2000 to 2009, and I'm starting with the year 2000. And I will say right now, I'm not going to review Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. I've already reviewed Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. That did come out in 2000. That was direct to video, like this movie, but as an animated film based on the Batman Beyond TV series. But I reviewed Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. You should see my Batman marathon. I'll definitely be putting it on the superhero reviews playlist too on my channel. So, but it's on my channel. Just go on my Batman marathon. You'll see Batman Beyond Return of the Joker review on that if you want to check that out too. But like I said, it's just two more movies. Well, first of all, just one more movie after this movie, and then one more film for 2000. But anyway, before we get to that, this is the second Crow movie. This is another Crow sequel I'm reviewing that stars Eric Mabius and Kristen Dunst and the late Fred Ward. Pretty good other cast members in here too. And the late Fred Ward. And that is The Crow Salvation. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really good. I didn't love it. I don't say it's amazing, but I thought for what it was, this was good. What I liked about this movie is that it was different. I think it's better than The Crow City of Angels, which, in my opinion, it's an okay film, but I didn't like Vincent Price as the lead. The soundtrack was real good. Some of the action is decent. When it's there. But this film doesn't have the greatest action ever, I'll admit that, but it does have a really good story. It's different. I like how the story is. It's really good. It's different from the first movie, Brandon Lee. The City of Angels felt like it was trying to copy, the first movie a little bit, in some ways. But this movie did it completely different, completely changed went a different direction, and that's what I like about it. And surprisingly, I love Kristen Dunst in this movie. I thought she was really good. I like her more in here than I like her more as Mary Jane. I'm not saying she's a bad actress. I've always loved Kristen Dunst. I liked her. And Jumanji, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Small Soldiers, loved her in that. She was awesome in that. I just don't like her as Mary Jane as well. She's okay in the first movie, but the other two, she's annoying. In the third movie, she's a bitch. In Spider-Man 3, which, I'd rather watch this over Spider-Man 3. But that's just me. But because, I just thought she was a badass in here. Yeah, she was feisty, and I don't want to say feisty, but she could handle herself in here. And she gave a really good performance over there. Maybe he's a better lead in my opinion. And good villains too, which I will spoil. There will be spoilers in this review, so if you have not seen The Crow Salvation, stop watching this video right now. If you have not seen it, I don't want to spoil it for you. So, but this film is the third installment of the Crow film series of the film series. And it's based on the comic book character, again, created by James O'Barr. After its distributor canceled the intent, they were going to put in theaters, but they canceled that due to the Crow City of Angels negative reception, so it was released intended to be direct to video. Not much about production, but I did hear about some stories. Well, I found a little bit of information that Kristen Dunst was actually 17 years old when they were filming this movie. Following the critical and commercial underperformance of The Crow City of Angels, series producers Eric Pressman and Jeff Moss set their sights on producing a third film in the hopes of self-elevation the property. Intentional development on a third Crow film was announced in August 1997. Well, it is the third one, but I technically say it's the second sequel. Of the Crow sequel, it is the second one. When it was announced that Rob Zombie would be making his debut with the Crow 2037, White Zombie covered the Casey and the Sunshine Band, I'm Your Boogeyman, I'm Your Boogeyman, not Boogerman, Boogeyman, I'm sorry, I'm Your Boogeyman, for the soundtrack of the Crow City of Angels. And after seeing Rob Zombie's work on the video, he produced the song. Edward Christman offered Zombie the opportunity to helm the third Crow film. Had the film been made, Zombie planned to shift focus on tone of the original of the previous two entries to more a horror-based approach. The film began 2010 when a young boy and his mother are murdered on Halloween night by a satanic priest. A year later, the boy is restricted about as the Crow. 27 years later, unaware of his past, he has become a bounty hunter on a collision course with his now all-powerful killer. While producers responded favorably to Zombies for a third Crow movie film, producers personally ultimately decided it wasn't the best fit for a Crow film. It was better served as a standalone work. That might not work for a Crow movie, which I don't blame. The Zombie himself spoke of his frustration with experience spending 18 months working on the film, arguing along with the intensities of the producers, according to him, would change their mind as what they wanted on any given day, which ultimately led to Zombie leaving the project. I really don't think Rob Zombie is a good director. Yeah, I didn't really care for his Monsters movie anyway, so I'm glad he left the project. I haven't even seen his Halloween movies, which I've heard were not good. On the suggestion of most, it was decided that third film would focus on a younger incarnation of the Crow, which would also make the film more appealing to a teen target audience. In September 1998, it was announced Bullet Nutshell would serve as the director of the third film. Can't say the name right, sorry, I butchered that. The Crow series, with the script being provided by Chip Jonesman. In October 1998, it was announced that Chris Nelson had joined the cast, and in November 1998, it was announced that Eric Mavis was in negotiations to star as the lead in the film. Mavis had an audition for the role of Larry Craven in The Crow, but only went to Brandon Lee, as Mavis was deemed too young for the role, and also an audition for Michael Massey's role as Funboy, who fired the dummy grenade that killed Lee. Unlike the previous two films, The Crow's Ovation did not use miniatured cityscapes to create settings. Dimension had intended to release the film failed before the Halloween 1999 release. However, though, the film was only given some previous screenings in Sorrento and Santa in November 2000, before being released direct to video in January the following year. One critic said, it was a reasonable, suspenseful-made program with calmly a really effective protagonist. I'm just reading. I feel like, the film itself was different, a little more entertaining from the second installment, with some pretty slick, gory death scenes, a cool soundtrack, and everybody who doesn't throw off with cheesy one accent, which, Vincent Price has a really bad accent in that movie. Maybe it's for pulling it off a decent outing despite my skepticism. A teen Crow? Never. He's a teenage Crow, and that's what makes it different, too. Yeah, and I'd rather watch the Crow's Salvation than the new one coming out with the guy who played It. So I'm sorry, I'm interested in that movie. John McGregor Boys counted The Crow's Salvation, The Crow Wicked Prayer, as being one of the worst horror films that he'd ever seen. First of all, dude, I would disagree with that. I'm talking about The Crow's Salvation. The Crow Wicked Prayer, I agree with that. Yeah, The Crow Wicked Prayer, yeah, this movie sucks, but not this. Lazy, slapdish, cash cows. Apparently, dude, you need to watch The Wicked Prayer movie. I don't know what you're talking about, what you've been smoking. I disagree. Mavis is Mavis is different. I thought he did a good job. He's no Brandon Lee. No one will ever be the Crow like Brandon Lee is, but Eric Mavis, he did a great job, I think. He was better than Vincent Price and a lot better than Ever Furlong. And he's going to be better than the new guy, I think. And I disagree. I thought that the characters were good. They were fine, But the film is directed by Bernard Nolly. I can't say the name right. I haven't seen the other movies he's made, but he's worked on some television series. Written by Chip Johansson. Well, he's worked on some TV series like Married with Children, Rugrats, The X-Files, 24, Dark Angel, Dexter, and it's based on The Crow, written by James O'Barr, produced by Edward Pressman. He also was an actor in Street Fighter with the Van Damme. He also produced the first two Crow movies. And Wicked Predator. And now he's producing the new movie. I'm like, really? Yeah, he also worked on American Psycho. You know, he produced that. Or I guess he worked on that. And Street Fighter. In Blue Steel, which he worked on, starring Jamie Lee Curtis. And Jeff Most. He's produced other films like The Specialist, Girl Voice Under the Tomb. But I do know The Specialist, that is with Stallone and Sylvester Stallone and James Woods and Sharon Stone. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sylvester Stallone, James Woods, and Sharon Stone is what I meant to say. In this cinematography by Carolyn Shin, is edited by Edward Smith. The music is by Marco Beltram. Oh, he also did the music score for Scream, the first Scream. And for Mimic, The Facility, The Woman in Black, A Quiet Place, action movies like Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, Live Fair, Die Hard, World War Z, science fiction like iRobot, you know. I love the music in iRobot, he did a really good job on that, I think. And superhero films like Hellboy, The Wolverine, Logan, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Yeah. But he's a good composer, I think. Production companies are IMF, Edward Pressman Film Production, Jeff Most Productions, Miramax, Pacific Film Development. It's distributed by the Dimension Films. It was released January 23rd, 2000. It's 102 minutes long. For the cast of Eric Mavis as Alexander Alex Frederick Corvus, The Crow. Who becomes the Crow? He gets accused of murdering his girlfriend. Yeah. Well, which I'll get more into that. Sorry. Okay, he was in The Minus Man. That was with Owen Wilson. Yeah. I haven't seen him in too many movies though. Kirsten Dunst as Erin Randolph. She plays, you know, the sister of, you know, the girl that Eric Mavis, you know, Alex is accused of murdering. Like I said, she was in films like Interview with the Vampire, Jumanji, the real Jumanji film, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, the Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. Yeah, but this is way before that, you know. Yeah, in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. William Atherton as Nathan Randolph. I think I remember him he was in Ghostbusters. I think the first, and he's in the new one, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. But he was in the first Ghostbusters, wasn't he? He had to be. Let's see. Yes, he was. Where Bill Murray says, it's true. This man has no debt. Yeah, that's him. And of course, you know, he was in Die Hard 1 and 2. He played Richard Thornburg, the guy that tried to interview McClane's kids, and he gets punched by Holly at the end of the movie. And gets electrocuted by her, you know, tased by her in Die Hard 2. So, yeah, I remember him in those, where he was playing an asshole in those movies. Yeah. I don't think I've seen just those movies. But of course, the new Ghostbusters, which I have not seen the new Ghostbusters, but Grant Showed as Peter Walsh. He's done some voiceover work in Batman Animated Series. He had guest role on the Drew Carey Show. Joey Leno as Lauren Randolph. Good actress. I think I remember her in She's All That. She's All That. She was in Halloween H2O. 20 years later, like I said, She's All That. Beautiful actress. Dale McDelva as Vincent. Bill Monday as Philip Dutton. He was a reporter in Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. He got vomited on by one of the monsters. Walton Goggins as Stanley Roberts. Goggins, he's in some TV shows. I think he was in Predators, The Hateful Eight, Ant-Man and the Wasp. He was in that, another superhero film. But not until 2018, so many decades later after this. Shanghai Noon, I remember him in that. He was in Lincoln, Cowboys and Aliens. Tim DeBay as Martin Tomei. Don Shanks as Gordon 1. He's known for his role in Halloween 5, Revenge of the Michael Myers. Joey Malush as Radio Road. Kyle Kirch as Tracy. Fred Ward, the late Fred Ward, as Captain John L. Brooke. These are many movies like Randall Williams, The Tremors from Tremors 1 and Tremors 2, Aftershocks. He's quite a bit of movies though, but rest in peace to Fred Ward, really good actor. Norma Jane as young stripper. Okay, that's it for the cast. And for the plot of the movie is that, the plot synopsis is that Alex Corvus, he is falsely convicted. The story of the movie is that Alex Corvus is falsely convicted of brutally stabbing 53 times of killing his girlfriend Lauren to death. He maintains his innocence and insists that Lauren was killed by a man with extensive scars on his arm. That, he's got these bad scars on his arm. But the police cannot find any trace of him, and they think he's lying. They have also a knife that has evidence. After 3 years on death row, Alex is electrocuted in a messy execution, and shortly after, his guardian Crow appears and resurrects him from the dead. With the help of Lauren's sister Erin, the Crow begins his hunt for the killer, and Alex, coming back to life, tries to find out why Lauren got killed, who did it, and he must, avenge her death and avenge his and get revenge. Right the wrongs and make it right. That's what he has to do, and find the people who did it. And there will be spoilers in here. And he's got to save Kristen Dunst. Help her out in this movie. And they team up. So, kind of plot in the show for you. Before I get to the movie itself, hold on. I'm going to talk about the movie itself, the plot, and then I'm going to give you my final opinion on the movie. What I love about this movie, what makes it unique, I think, is that it's different. It's not a masterpiece. There are issues I have, but I do enjoy this film. This is my favorite of the Crow sequels. It's probably after I'm done reviewing these 3 movies, I'll probably give this away, and I'm thinking I'll probably just give The Crow Salvation. City of Angels was okay. It's a time waster, I think. Yeah, but I will say this film is better shot. The cinematography is a lot better. City of Angels, it was horribly shot, I think, in my personal opinion. Yeah, the yellow and the cinematography was ugly in that movie. And that was theatrical release. And this movie looked better. I'm sorry, in my opinion. But anyway, we'll get to the start of the movie. The movie starts off with some good music, and the good thing is with The Crow Salvation, it starts off as there's no narration in the beginning, because we don't need that. We've already had narration from Sarah, the character from the first 2 movies, the little girl, and then when she dies in City of Angels, when she dies there, she got killed. So we get no narration, which I'm fine with. I've already heard in 2 movies, so I don't need to hear narration again. I already know what the Crow is, to right the wrongs that the Crow brings you back to life. You know, a person who was wronged, murdered, or something went wrong in their, you know, in this case, you see with Alex talking to his lawyer, I guess lawyer, or guy who tried to help him. He's trying to say, I didn't do this. You know, he's got a picture of him and Lauren. And the cop is teasing him by giving him, it's his 21st birthday, he's turned 21. The car brings in a birthday cake, and he's like, get that out of here now. And the people are talking about him, the cops are saying that he's a bad guy. Kristen Dunst is showing up, and her father, you know, showing up saying, you get the person talking to people like, they all say they're innocent. And so they say Alex Ray, and this coach, or not coach, preacher, says the holy prayer, the Lord's Prayer. And Alex, of course, do you have anything to say in your behalf? For they're going to electrocute him. And he's like, I loved Lauren, and I didn't do this, I'm innocent. And so they put the mask on him, and they electrocute him. And the switch he's pulled. He suffers a painful death, though. You know, he gets electrocuted. He just, gets shocked really bad. The cops just talk about why did they take Alex's body, like, okay, it's over, and Kristen Dunst goes back to the car. Even though she listens to Alex's words, but she doesn't believe him. She somewhat believes that Alex. She does believe that Alex did it, and she feeling just as absurd. And these cops say something to her dad, saying, sir, we did good. I'm sorry about this. And he just gives him a look. Like I said, there'll be spoilers in here coming up. So I'm just warning you now, don't watch the video if you haven't seen the movie. But, the cops take him and why do they need to do an autopsy on the guy? He's already dead. But sooner or later, Alex wakes up, he gets resurrected by the Crow. I don't like the makeup on his face. You see the horrible scar of his face. He, squeezes it off his face, punches a mirror, realizes that, since he's undead, he can't get hurt. And just like the other 2 Crows, like Ash and Brandon Lee, Eric. Yeah, Eric from the first Crow, Brandon Lee. They can't get shot or hurt. They can bleed, but well, anyway, Eric sees this, and he goes to his room. He sees that the picture, get the picture of him and his girlfriend. He escapes out of the police. They try to chase him down. They try to shoot at him, but it doesn't work. So he just jumps down. Like, oh, we got Odini here, fucking Odini here, And he jumps to because in prison they have the barbed wires. He jumps up, grabs the barbed wires, looks at his hands, and it's healed up real quickly. And so the Crow ends up taking Alex to the Salt Lake City Police Department, their evidence room. And he finds out, again, he touches stuff, he can see memories and stuff, and he finds out that Lauren was she was murdered by cops. Yes, cops are villains in this movie, y'all. And, cops who are supposed to serve and protect. We don't have gangbangers, it's not a gang. Instead, the villains, what I like about it, it's our cops. That we have a corrupt system in here that are of these cops. It's not just one cop. It's a couple of them, who are murderers, dirty cops, and they just try to cover it up, But Alex is able to look in there. There's nothing here about a Crow, but he looks at it, and he's able to find the names of the cops that did it, and it's like a list, and he takes a list with him. He finds the knife that was used to kill Lauren. Then he goes to her grave, to apologize. He's like, I'm sorry, Lauren, I want to be with you. And the thing is, the statue's crying like of blood. And Lauren's sister comes by, and And she's like, get away from me, he's like this. The Alex, that guy, she's like, she doesn't know it's Alex yet. She thinks, of course, just saw him be, unless you get a, just saw him die. So she's not going to believe he's actually brought back to life. He's like, I'm going to prove my innocence, prove that he was innocent and didn't do it. She's like, you better not trust me. And I was like, when she says that, he didn't do this because he loved her very much. She tries to call her dad, but her dad's like, okay, there's no guy there. Dad thinks that maybe she's going a little crazy. And she's like, never mind. Alex ends up finding Tommy Leonard. He was a witness of the truck who accused him of the murder. So that you do see flashbacks of him and Lauren, and their relationship, and there's good chemistry there. I really do buy Alex and Lauren's relationship. Yeah, there is a shot though of the crow flying to the evidence room, the police department, and some of the shot is CGI and it does not hold up well. But I'll get more on that later. Sorry. But anyway, back to the movie. So you see flashbacks. He goes to the Tommy. Yeah, the guy's named Tommy. And he's like, you lied, Tommy. Who's the man with the scar? He's like, okay. He scares Tommy enough to beat him up. He's almost stabbed him with a knife. He's like, doesn't kill him. Just says, I want you to make a list down. He's like, but you already have a list, sir. He's like, make me a list. And he does. And so Tommy tells him who the cops were that there. And so Alex intends to go after them. These cops were Mae Martin Tommy, Vincent Lurch, Stan Roberts, and Philip Dutton. And they basically paid him to lie at the trial. First, Alex goes for Dutton. Dutton's not only a dirty cop, but he's a freaking rapist too, because he pulls over these two teenage girls, touches this teenage girl in a weird way, tries to make the other teenage girl, I guess this other teen girl, she was on drugs or whatever, she's like passed out, and he's like, told the girl to like spread him, and he's going to try to rape her. Before he tries to go, back to the door. He sees Alex, and he's like, what? And Alex punches him. He's like, knocks him out. And the detective shoots him. He shoots Alex right here, and Alex is like, Alex. And the teenage girl, the teen girl on the brother was past couch, wakes up, he's like this. Alex is like this. You're up! And she's like, ah! He's like, both of you get out here and call the police. So Alex beats him up. Fights it, and he's like, we killed you, freak. I was like, no, I'm not dead. Who's the man with the scar? There was no man with the scar. The kid is like, beats him up. He's like this. Are you satisfied yet? And he tries to even shoot at Alex a couple times. But Alex is able to grab him, I think, break his arm. And Alex is like, I'm not satisfied yet. And then shoots him dead. And puts a crow signal on top of the car. Yeah. It's a blood stain pattern on the crow. The cops see it, the news reporter sees it, the news reporter goes up to his body, and Kristen Dunst sees it on TV. She realizes, hey, it's probably that guy at the cemetery that I saw that did this. Yeah. But one of the cops, Ehrlich, he owns this strip club, and they tell him that Dutton is dead. But they don't know if they have a big major problem here yet. All they know is that somebody murdered one of their dirty cops. They just don't know who. They don't think nothing. I guess at first they don't think nothing of it. Ehrlich goes to his friend, his lawyer, beats on him to find out, and Eric might be out there watching. Eric also gets he's got his jumpsuit on his when he was in prison, but he also gets the cool jacket, the cool black jacket, long black jacket that he wears. That was cool, and I do like the makeup. It looks different makeup. It's nothing like Brandon Lee. It's totally different. Ash's makeup is good too, but again, Eric I think is a better lead. Maybe this is a here anyway. He's like, Alex? He has Alex logo. Meanwhile, next he goes to Ehrlich. He gets in his car. They're trapping it. He tries to shoot at him, but Alex breaks his arm. Alex grabs the gun, shoots in his mouth, and he's just fine. He's like, ah! And he questions him who's the man in his car. Makes him. But he drops the list of the cops that he's after. So anyway, he wrecks the car. He's like, I'm already dead, but you're gonna end up dead. And he wrecks the car, kills Ehrlich by wrecking the car into the machine, into a bus. Ursula left her clean, but Alex blows up the car, walks away. Badass moment. The cops get the paper, the list, and see a crow on it. Now realizing that they do actually have a problem. Then he goes to her again. She accused him of the death and is you knew he killed her. You killed her. You bastard. No, it was 30 cops that did it. And you find out that the cops stabbed her. She shot one of the cops in the foot. She tried to run for her life, but they attacked her, stabbed her. And she realized that her father, Nathan Randolph, because he gives her this registration from Ellis's car, which was leased from this dirt corporation, and it lists their home address. But she realized her father, Nathan Randolph, the guy from Ghostbusters Die Hard 1 and 2, that he's in cahoots, he's in business with the cops. That he knows what they do. He works with them, I guess, because he gets paid good money. You could say her father's responsible for the death, in a way, because Lauren found out about it, But I don't think he wanted to kill his daughter. He just wanted to hide this secret. But Lauren, when she finds out, she just, of course, runs away from her father and being upset for what he did. And she's like, "How could you do that, Dad? How could you murder your own daughter? Your own flesh and blood? I can't believe you." And she just runs off. And she ends up blaming herself for Lauren's death because she told Alex that she told the cops where to go find Lauren, and when they can only to go after Alex, and that that's the reason they killed her. And she's like, "I wish I was dead. I wish I was dead." He's like, "No, don't say that. You don't want to wish that." And then he shows her what happens, and tells her that it wasn't your fault. It was the cops. It was the corrupt cops. Your dad's fault. That was their fault. They're the ones that did this. They're the ones that are going to pay for this. Eventually she does forgive herself. But Anne goes back home. She's like, Dad. She goes to the bathroom, wipes her face off a little, just cleaning her face, washing her face. And then she sees blood in the bathtub. She, opens the curtain, the shower curtain, and her father has shot himself. I guess you say for guilt. But you realize that Fred Ward, who is the corrupt cop, he's the chief, commissioner, whatever the hell he is, chief, that he's behind the corrupt cops, that he's the one, and he has a girlfriend too, and they're sick people. They're not very good people. His girlfriend's especially sick, You find out that, they have a little bit of a torture room for sometimes, but Fred Ward is the one that's in charge of these dirty cops. He knew about it, He even goes to Nathan Randolph and tells him, our partnership's not done. And he tries to point the blame on the murder on him, I guess. I don't know if he really committed him suicide. I don't know if I'm thinking Fred Ward's character might have shot Nathan Randolph himself, maybe made it look like a suicide. I don't know. I'm just guessing because I guess he figured Nathan Randolph would have, felt what he did was wrong, would have reported it, would have somehow got him in trouble, and he was a loose end, so he had to get rid of him, so he set up the suicide. That's just what I'm speculating, but that he might have actually, Kristen Dunst's father in the movie, Aaron's father, he might have actually just killed himself, but I do suspect Fred Ward maybe had some part in doing that, because since I do think that he was in charge, that he's paying the cops, that they're just dirty cops, enjoy doing certain things like murder, are murderers, they just use money and stuff to get away with it, then Alex ends up meeting, with his lawyer, Peter Walsh. They play a game of chess and checkmate. Well, you also figure out that, they have like a drug smuggling operation too. Lauren had witnessed the detectives, the cops. She witnessed them murdering somebody, and then that's when they got to kill her. Yeah, that's why they did it, because she found out not only the truth, but she actually found out them murdering somebody. By the way, Thomas, one of the cops, they question him and they throw him out the window to his death, and the other one shoots his wife. But you don't see him on screen, you just hear the shot, from the window. But his lawyer Peter Walsh gets killed by Fred Ward. Fred Ward comes up and says, your father committed suicide. I do like it though when she points, she pulls a gun and she's like, no, you fucking move, or something like that. She's about to shoot at him. But instead he's able to, trick her and grab her, and then he kills Walsh. And they get out of there, they kidnap her. And Alex starts to shoot at the key club, finding out from him that, from his friend Walsh, or his lawyer, the lawyer Walsh, that this is where they own this. So Alex goes there. I said, what are you doing here? You brotherly thing, or whatever he says to him, and Alex knocks him out, punches the guy. Just all he always turns around, punches the guy. You see this stripper that's tied up, and he's like, you're too young for this. You need to go enjoy your life. And then he breaks the cuffs off of her and sets her free. He continues on his way. And the cops are setting trap up. With Robert, though, he impales him with a pipe. He shoots him in a pipe. He's like, wow! And they shoot at him, and he runs. Yeah, Alex, the cops try to shoot at him. It's like the movies of Brandon Lee or Vincent Price, where they're shooting at them, they're doing this. The cops try to shoot at him, he pulls a gun, and he's like this. Take your best shot. And they, kind of look. And they shoot him, and it doesn't work. And he, it's like 5 or 6 cops there, he's like, got guns with a point at him, pow, 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 shoots them. And then another cop that's trying to, unload, put both in there, I was just knocks him out. He fights with Roberts. He finds him hiding in a place somewhere, because they have cameras. Yeah. He goes to tell him, he's like, your dad killed us. Like, there was no man with his car. He beats him a little more bit. Maine tries to shoot at him. But he hits the wrong place. It's a propane tank or something. He hits like a tank or something. He shoots a broken gas pipe. And it blows up. Kills Tommy. Alex gets out of there. He's injured. Maine's injured, but he's able to get out too. But Alex just walks out of there. And he sees the hobo with this arm, broken arm that has a scar. It's like, it's over. And, he's got the jacket over. The jacket was burned. He walks to the square, like, singing and imagine Lauren Lawrence, I've been wanting to see you, Lauren. I love you. And he gets punched by this guy, and he's like, he sees bleeding. He's like, I don't bleed. He even punches the window to go find Walsh. When he punches the the door with that glass on it, he's got blood all over, so it's blood out there. He's kind of going back to being normal, becoming undead, I guess. He's no longer invulnerable, so he's, like I said, his hand's bleeding because he punched the window door. But as the weekend, he goes to confront Fred Ward, but Fred Ward's able to, gets him down and stab him, because Alex is no longer invincible nearly, so he's able to stab him. Like, you're a killer, he showed him a fake picture of him with a knife to Alex's throat. He's like, you killed her, you stabbed her. He's like, you're a killer, that's what you are, you're a murderer. And he stabs him, and Alex ends up dying from the wounds. And Alex comes to believe that, I did believe it. And, in his mind, starts to believe it. They take John to this secret room. John's secretary, were for torture. Arian's tied up. Her mouth gets stitched shut and washes body. Her mouth is like stitched up, which is disturbing to see. But I guess maybe she was talking so much that it annoyed them, and they're gonna finally kill him. Give him a few stabbings. Lauren they don't see it, but Arian Kristen has this locket that her sister had that he gave her, and the Crow comes. Crow grabs it, drops it to Eric's body, and Eric realizes that he didn't murder, that Fred Ward was really lying the whole time. He's like, and he comes back, he's like, I didn't kill her, you did, and he knocks him out. He fights with them, fights with Maiden, the cop Maiden, I think that's his name. Tries to shoot the bird, but I think the crow pretends to be dead, and he's able to, push Crane to a wall, whatever, and Crane gets stabbed in the back and dies, and he sees his partner, his lawyer, Walsh, dead. They cut his arm off, so I guess they used him for the man with the scar. And, but his secretary, she's like, oh boy. He just stares at his friend for a moment there. She stabs him, but Eric just grabs her, pushes her to these deer antlers that's on the wall, and she gets stabbed and gets killed. The cop sees him and is like, oh my gosh, it's the devil himself, and Eric jumps out. Aaron is running from Fred Ward, he's trying to kill her. And I do like it though that, Kristen Dunst, Erin, she stabs Fred Ward, she stabs John, the police captain, she stabs him right here a little bit, she stabs him in the finger, and she even gets one shot off of him. I wouldn't say much of a damsel. She does have some badass moments in there. It would be a little nice more to see, but it's still, it's unlike Spider-Man where it's not like a joke. Because in Spider-Man, she's a damsel in distress. Kristen Dunst's character, Mary Jane, in that movie, she's always a damsel in distress. Okay, maybe one moment in Spider-Man 3, when, she throws the brick to Venom's head. Okay. But still, that wasn't all. It's a lot better done here. But you find out that, Alex jumps on their car, which, he escapes from the police. He does, a bit of a fly, jumps on flies toward the car, kind of like a crow, jumps on the car, and he's like, and everyone's like, what the fuck is that? He jumps the car over the door, the top of the lid, and finds out that, spoiler alert, he is the man with the scar that he punched Alex. That Alex was sitting there, someone punched him out and put the knife there, and that was Fred Ward's character. They take John to the side of Alex's death, and they strap him to the ledge of a chair. And he explains to him that you're going to die, and it's like this. Do you have anything to say? They take the mask out of Fred Ward to say, John was like, you have anything to say for yourself? And he's like, yeah, fuck you. That's what he says. And he's like, I'll come back like a damn crow myself, and I'm going to get you, I'm going to kill both of them, I'm going to start with her, killing her next. And then Kristen Dunst says, you're dead. And she starts off the machine herself. And he gets electrocuted, his head gets on fire, he dies badly, he sees his small arm get bloodied up. And he gets what he deserves, Outside the prison, though, Alex disappears to be united with Lauren. He says, Lauren, he's like, me and Lauren both, he's like, thank you for your help, and, me and Lauren will always be with you, The dude in this movie has that message that love is forever, and love is what brought Alex back to life, and love is something that is forever, and that they got justice, and since he got justice with the help of, Aaron's sister, with Kirsten Dunst, he's able to get his justice, his vengeance, and he righted what was wrong, and he fixed it, made it right, and because of that, he's able to go to the afterlife with his girlfriend, and she said he's gone. She puts, that bouncing together on the gravestone. She's like, I know that they'll miss me. She does a little narration, I think, which is fine. And you see it, them in the afterlife, or like an imagine of them. Well, in the afterlife, he's like they're there together forever, and then him and Laura together, just sharing a kiss, and then that's the Crow salvation. So, yeah. Let's see if I can read some quotes really quick. That was a fucking hollow point. I guess that's true. Guns don't kill people. You think maybe knives do? What do you want? I want more. I want my life back. I want to know why. Where the fuck did you come from? Big Bang, O's. Davin had a hand behind him creator. All possibilities, but recent events have given me doubts about the criminal creator. Sorry. I heard you were looking for this. You the guy who killed Denton? The way I say it, I wanted you to think me as the guy who killed you. He's bleeding. I don't bleed. Can you turn that baby down? That jolt, it said 3,000 pulse, is the last of you say. Current surges and it's turned off, and they check it to see if the heart's still beating. If it is, a boom. Another jolt is applied. Experts say unconscious occurs before pain has time to register. They agree that the electrocution does not hurt, but it does. Imaginably, believe me. I don't expect to call it home from a call from the governor. In last words, Captain? Yeah, fuck you. Why is that? I'm not dying for your goddamn illusion. You got that? You think you and your girlfriend have some lousy fortune taken from you? Bullshit! She was already bored. Why do you think she was looking around? Did nothing. Corvus, then nothing. You can't do this to me, you little fucks. You hear me? You understand? I'll be back, just like you, a big fucking shit spewing crow bird. And guess what? Little bitch, I'm taking out first. And Aaron's like, you were so dead. The dead can return, given significant motivation. In that moment when Alex went, I knew it was when they find out that Alex is alive. Forgot to mention that part, by the way. Yeah, there's a scene where they go to the police morgue, the morgue in the prison, and see that Alex is alive. I want to see you bend over, Officer Dutch. You're up. Gas spark, bad combination. 2 down, 2 go. Alright, well that's what the quotes I'm going to read them, but it has some awesome quotes in here. Anyway, I'll give my final opinion on Crow Salvation. Hold on. Get some water here. Nearly done here, folks. Just... But anyway, so the Crow Salvation. For what it is a good movie, I think it's really good. I don't love it. I don't think it's a masterpiece. It's not. I'm not saying I love it, but I do like it. I do enjoy this movie for what it is. It's not perfect. It definitely has some problems. But I do like about it. You know what? I probably will say that this movie will grow me. I probably will say, oh, Crow Salvation. Yes. I'll say it. I love this movie. I think it's awesome. I changed my mind on that. I can see this movie is growing on me more. It is an enjoyable sequel, in my opinion. Probably the best of the Crow sequels. Yeah. And for those that say it's not good or terrible, to each his own. That's your opinion if you don't like it. But if you want to see a really shitty Crow movie, which is probably going to end up being the new one, by the way, and also which one the Crow will get prepared. Yeah, this film is awful. Watch this one. Yeah. But I like this more than City of Angels. You know, what I like about it, I do like the cast. I do think Eric Mavis does a great job. You know, as Alex Cortez, he's just an innocent kid, you know, an innocent teenager who was accused of murder, wrongfully accused, and he's got to set that wrong thing right. You know, and he's, you know, he just set up, and you feel bad for him. And I like Lauren. I like the actress who played Lauren. She was good. And you know, I want to see him get justice. I want to see him get his revenge. You know, avenge his death and her death, and you know what was wrong done to them. You know. And Kristen Dunst, I thought, did a great job. Again, she is better here than she is in the Spider-Man movies. Yeah, Kristen Dunst, I thought, did a great job in my opinion. She's a lot better here than she is Mary Jane. I'm sorry, I never liked her as Mary Jane that much. She's beautiful, of course, as Mary Jane, but her acting was bad, and she's a damsel in distress. She's annoying in those movies. Not the first movie, but even though the first movie, I think her acting was kind of bad a little bit. And in this movie, her acting is great. You know, if I want to see her be like more like Mary Jane, I'll just watch Small Soldiers. You know, she's awesome in that movie. She's awesome. She's a few awesome moments in this movie. Some good lines of dialogue. Some good moments where she can defend herself. You know, she's not a girl that'll go down with her. She's not going to go down without a fight. You know, she may not be the toughest girl, but she can somewhat handle herself. She's smart. She's not a dummy like Mary Jane is in the movies, in Spider-Man movies. She's just a lot better down here. And the rest of the cast, Fred Ward, may rest in peace, was a great actor. And I do like the story that it's different because we do no narration. We don't need that. And that it's cops that are the villains. I like that. It's cops, that it's a corrupt system, that they're criminals actually. They're dirty cops. They're bad people. They not only do drugs, but they're murderers too, and that they got to be stopped, you know. And Eric has to do what he's got to do, you know, to stop these bad people who are doing bad things. You know. And I like the story. The cinematography is nice. It is a better looking movie. I'll get to the problems later, but the cinematography is really nice. I do like the way this movie looks. It looks a lot better than Crow City Avengers, which it looks like crap. The cinematography in this film looks like shit, in my opinion. Just with all the yellow. I didn't like the cinematography in that. It was horrible. But the directing, I thought, I can't say it, but I thought he did a good job directing, and the writing and the script, I thought by Jim Johansson was good. It seems like they were trying to... I'm glad that Robert Zombie didn't do this movie, because you don't need... You know, you already had the first movie take place Halloween. You don't need it again. And he was saying once a boy murdered or something like that. I'm like, well, we had that with City of Angels. We already had that. You know, I don't think I don't think his Crow movie would have worked, but that's just my opinion. Yeah. But this movie is definitely underrated. In my opinion, the editing is good. The action scenes are not the greatest, but when they're there, they're good. The first movie definitely has a lot better action and is a better shot movie. But again, I do think Eric Mavis does a great job. He is definitely the second best actor to play the Crow, in my personal opinion. Brandon Lee will always be the Crow. He will always be the best. No one will overtop him. Not even Eric Mavis. Eric Mavis, I do think, he's a better lead, does a better job than Vincent Price, and especially better than Edward Furlong. I'm sorry. Edward Furlong is just terrible in that movie. Yeah. At least in this movie, he doesn't get his ass kicked. Yeah, he gets in for more late this time, but you know what? I like the story and what they went with it. It was a really good story, you know. And the runtime, 102 minutes, it didn't feel like it. It went by at a pretty good pace. It didn't bore me one bit. I liked it. I liked the cast. Now, some of my issues. Well, some of the shots, some of the cinematography does not hold up. Like some of the CGI shots, there are some CGI shots since 2000. I can let it slip with that, but you know, with the Crow flying, and some of it is in CGI, and it, you know, especially like he's flying around the city, it looks really bad. The CGI there, the cinematography shot of the CGI of, you know, the bird flying is not really good. Yeah, can't really think of any of the problems I have with it, but yeah, a little more action would be nice. A little more fighting, a little more action would be nice. Yeah, we get some of that here, but I wanted a little more action, you know. Some of the flashback scenes, you know, some of those shots don't hold up well in my opinion either. Have not aged well. Some of the cinematography isn't aged well in this movie. It's good cinematography. Again, I get it. It's 2000. It's direct-to-video, so some of it's not going to hold up. But the thing that makes Crow's Celebration, I think, a good movie, in my opinion, my favorite sequel is that it has a really good story. It tries something different. It did something different. It didn't copy the first movie or the second movie. It wasn't trying to be the first movie. It was its own thing. And that's what I like about it. You know, I don't want the same Crow movie. You know. Again, with this remake coming out, reboot, remake, and corner remake, whatever, we don't need it. You know, to Wicked Prayer. Wicked Prayer just had a crappy story. Yeah, I'll get more on that later. But The Crow's Salvation, I think, has a good story. City of Angels had guts. It just wasn't an alright movie. I just thought it was kind of a boring movie, and the villains were boring, and that film has some bad CGI in it too. This just has some bad CGI shots, but you know, it's a lot practical. I do like the makeup on Eric Mavis. I think him and Chris Dunn had a good chemistry. They weren't in love or anything. No, he still loves his sister. That they become good friends, and yeah, I bought it. You know, and it's a good movie. It's underrated in my opinion. Definitely an underrated sequel. A fun movie. It's a definitely entertaining film. It's dark, and again, this movie is not for children. Yes, The Crow's Salvation is not for children. It is rated R. You do have violence in it. It does have some blood in there and stuff. It does have some nudity. You do see some breast, some tits a bit, you know, in here. So yeah, you do see some nudity, and it does have language, and you know, and strong violence too. So yeah, Crow's Salvation. This is not a movie for kids. Not every comic book movies are for kids. Neither is City of Angels or the first Crow movie. They're not for children. Now, Wicked Prayer would just torture them, but Wicked Prayer wouldn't be either. But that film was terrible. Yeah. But The Crow's Salvation, really awesome sequel in my opinion. Definitely underrated. I like it for what it is. I enjoy it for what it is. So that's my take on Crow's Salvation. So guys, tell me in the comments down below, what do you think of The Crow's Salvation starring Kristen Dunst and Eric Mavis? What do you think of this movie in your opinion? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you agree that it's good for what it is, or do you think it's a solid, decent sequel? What do you think of The Crow's Salvation in your opinion? And what is your favorite Crow sequel? Mine's Salvation. So tell me in the comments down below, what's your favorite Crow sequel? What's your least favorite? I'm sure it'd be the Wicked Prayer one. I don't know. Is anybody who would understand like that movie? Cool if you do though, but I like The Crow's Salvation. I like it better than City of Angels. This is my opinion. But my rating for this film, The Crow's Salvation, my rating for this film is 4 to 5 stars and a thumbs up for The Crow's Salvation. So guys, tell me in the comments down below, what do you think of this movie in your opinion? And stay tuned. Probably next weekend sometime. Probably, well no, Saturday I can't. Saturday I have plans on Saturday too, and the coming Saturday. So probably this Friday, if I do it, it'll be Revisit Review. It'll be one more 2000 review. Now, I did review Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. Give that a full review. Don't need to do it again. But stay tuned for the Revisit Review. I have reviewed this from my channel before. That is X-Men. So next is X-Men, the first X-Men of the original X-Men trilogy. This is the first one. So X-Men, this will be first. You know. So X-Men will be next. The next 2000 review. This movie did come out in 2000. So yeah, I did review this movie. This was my one of my first reviews on my YouTube channel that I did when I started out here on YouTube. Probably about 10 years ago now, I think, when I reviewed this movie. 10 years, I think, you know, when I last reviewed this movie. So it'll be a revisit review. So stay tuned this Friday for a revisit review on X-Men 2000, the first X-Men movie. Yeah. And of course it is Marvel, so this is right after Blade. Yeah. Blade was the first hit, and then we had X-Men. Yeah. Another Marvel movie, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. And then we'll move on to the year 2002 after that. And we'll get more on that later. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye-bye.